Life is busy. Hello everyone, my name is Ben Dane and welcome to another week of Life Commentary. The simple statement that life is busy is something we all know and struggle with. It's not uncommon for us to get quickly overwhelmed by all the things we've committed to, whether that be one big project or tons of little projects. With this, it's often difficult to find time to just unwind. In this video, I'll be sharing a couple of things that have helped me dealing with the busyness of life, and I hope they can help you too. The most common thing I've seen that leads to a busy life is overcommitting. Too many of us, myself included, tend to take every single opportunity in our path, and this instantly adds stress as we pile more and more things onto our plate. Sure, none of these things may be particularly bad, but too many of us tend to have difficulty determining how much we can handle. I remember my first couple of years of high school where I thought I could take on the world. Back then, I joined several high-commitment groups on top of my already difficult schedule and tried to make it work. It took me till my junior year to finally realize that the burnout I was experiencing could be avoided if I just let a couple of things go so I could better focus on the commitments that mattered more to me. And this is where the skill of saying no comes in handy. It's okay to deny ourselves certain opportunities simply so we can have a break. This doesn't mean, however, that you have to give up on your dreams simply because it's using up a lot of time and energy. I rather suggest creating a list of priorities so that when you begin cutting things out, you still keep the most important things you want to be doing in your life. Now, it may seem counterintuitive to let opportunities slide, but if we take on too much, we don't allow ourselves time to decompress. And this rest is crucial. If we don't take time to breathe, it becomes increasingly difficult for us to process life properly. But don't think that this only applies to work-based things. Oftentimes, simply attending too many social engagements is enough to tire us out. In this case, it's important to remember that, for the most part, our friends will still be there even if we miss a couple events. But what if the stress in your life doesn't come from events or obligations, but rather comes from the racing thoughts plaguing your mind? In this case, as cliché as it may sound, the most helpful thing might be to meditate. Now, I'm not talking about long-term meditation, I'm simply referring to sitting for a few minutes by yourself in complete silence. A busy life can seem infinitely busier if we're constantly bombarding our brains with information. By allowing our mind to settle, it makes it much easier to focus on things and put our mind to better use. If you feel like there's a million thoughts running around in your head, set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes and then go sit in silence until it goes off. You may be surprised at how quickly those 5 minutes go by. And this break doesn't just give you a moment to rest, it also helps you organize your thoughts. But don't think meditation has to be anything formal or fancy. Just find yourself a comfortable spot away from distractions. This could be in your room, out in nature, or even on your roof, wherever it is that you feel the most separated from life's noise. Whenever I can't think of how to approach something, or I feel like a task is too big for me, I force myself to sit and think with no interruptions until that feeling of being overwhelmed is gone. But this isn't always confined to one set spot. Oftentimes, I like to take my dog on a walk as my form of meditation. There, I'm away from distractions like technology, but I'm also giving myself fresh air and mild exercise, which is always helpful. And usually, the time it takes to walk the dog is plenty for my mind to have slowed down and become relaxed again. So the next time you feel like life is constantly beating you up, remember to prioritize and only take on what you can handle, and try taking a few minutes out of your day to allow your mind to rest for a moment. I know this was a shorter video, but if you enjoyed it or found it at all helpful, consider leaving a like as it would be greatly appreciated. And if you want more like this, consider subscribing. I'll be putting out a new video in this format each week for the foreseeable future. And if you haven't seen the previous week's videos, I have a playlist with all of them on my channel for easy watching. That's all from me. I've been Ben Dane, and I'll see you another time.